to Radical Music Reviews. I'm Jeff. Mostly my friends are subscribers, and that's cool. If you're interested, subscribe, keep on watching. I've got a lot of stuff to go through. Today is AC/DC. Now, just a brief story about AC/DC. The first time I heard them was 1979. My parents were at a party at a friend's house, and this album had just come out, Back in Black. I was 8 years old, and I remember sitting in the living room with my brothers and some of their older friends. I think they're like 16, 17. And even at that young age, I was like, this is good music. I really dig this stuff. Like, who is this? And it was AC/DC. And so, fast forward a few years, I'm in junior high, and AC/DC started to come out with this kind of stuff. This is Who Made Who. And on the bus in junior high, going to rugby trips, we'd have this cranked on the radio, and we loved it. Now, the problem with these old albums is there was a lot of filler stuff on here. There was only like 4 or 5 new tracks, but they had old stuff like You Shook Me All Night Long, Sink the Pink, For Those About to Rock, I Salute You, Hell's Bells, all from older albums. But in talking AC/DC, the Brian Johnson era, this is one of the biggest selling albums of all time, Back in Black, but it's not my favorite. There's not a bad song on it. I love it. I think it's a fantastic album. But for me, personally, my favorite album of the AC/DC catalog is Highway to Hell. Now, why Highway to Hell? Because I love Bon Scott. Bon Scott and Brian Johnson. Interesting side note, bit of trivia. Back in Black was written as a homage to Bon Scott. Every song on here was about Bon in some way. They loved Bon Scott. Even Brian Johnson loved Bon Scott. They were friends when they were all making music together. So it was very, it was typical, similar with Van Halen. You had a new singer that came along on the heels of a massively successful album, which is Highway to Hell, and it just blew up. We've all heard the songs. I'm personally a little bit sick of them because I've heard them so much. But once in a while, when I'm in the mood or I'm with friends and I want to crank the music up and have a drink, I'll put either of these albums on. They're fantastic. I do prefer the older AC/DC. Why? Because Bon Scott, next to Mick Jagger and maybe Robert Plant, is one of my favorite frontmans. He was skinny, he was missing teeth, he was ugly, he had a criminal record, he was raw. And you would think that, how does that make a great singer? Well, he blended well with the music. AC/DC's music back then just went with Bon Scott. Watch some old clips of them live on stage, and it's a rock and roll show. They weren't going to slip a ballad in on you, So anyway, with regards to AC/DC, I would investigate their old stuff. I really like it. Everything after Back in Black was good, but it wasn't great. Fantastic band. I do have other albums up there, but I just brought these ones out to show you. I would definitely start with these two, absolutely. I hope you have a great Saturday. Join me next time. I've got a lot up here. We're going to be in the B's soon, and the C's. Creedence Clearwater Revival's coming up. We've got a lot of great reviews. So anyway, enjoy your day and stay safe.